I originally worked for General Motors. I started off in product development and in the test and development area, and then advanced through various positions within General Motors, and ultimately rose to the position of Senior Manager for Global Program Management. So in product development at General Motors, we basically had a process that went from a gleam in a chief engineer's eye to all the way to get it in production. So I led a team that had a process that was defined and documented on how to do that, and it entailed about 800 steps, 800 critical activities that were cross-functional in nature, where whether it was purchasing or manufacturing or finance or engineering had to complete in order to hand off to the next group and make sure that we got there. So my team consisted of about 70 employees worldwide. We had engineering centers not only in the United States, but we also had engineering centers in Germany, China, Mexico, Australia, France. So it's pretty darn exciting when you see an idea in a chief engineer's head, and then you ultimately see that engine or transmission going down the line and going to the auto shows and being widely accepted by the public. After a significant amount of time in that role, I decided to take a little bit of a sabbatical and go off and build a new home. So I spent 2 years designing and building a brand new home. So after finishing that, we moved in, and I looked around and said, okay, now what? And I was going to go back into a role in program management, and my wife said, well, what would you think about joining me in real estate? And I said, well, I hadn't thought about that, but I'm certainly open to it. So I did some investigation to find out what it would take. I took the classes and passed the test. And so since the middle of 2021, I've been working with my wife in real estate. So I think the value proposition I bring to the table is that broad experience that I had in product development. I think my attention to detail comes from that experience. In product development, we had a whole series of cross-functional activities that had to be accomplished in a certain sequence at a certain quality level. And if they didn't, the probability of success would be reduced. So I like to think of a real estate transaction as a project. You know, we start with first understanding the client's needs and go all the way to the other end where closing at the closing table where the transaction is completed. So in between there's a whole series of activities that need to go on in a timely manner and at a certain quality level. And so my attention to detail is making sure that we go through that process. So I'm more than willing to go above and beyond for my clients, whatever it takes to make them successful. I'm certainly willing to do that. So whether that means going to the municipality to do some investigation of a deed, working with the local utilities to understand what utilities are available and whatever reason, whatever it takes. In new construction, we come across a number of things along the way that require investigation and analysis to understand what needs to happen. So I'm always willing to do that, and I look at that as part of the service that I give to my clients. I'm happy to be aligned with Glover Agency because it aligns me with a team of professionals that I have a lot of respect for. Jeff not only has a great leadership team, he's developed a lot of processes and systems that are second to none within the industry. These tools allow the agents to be successful and give their clients the Disney-like experience that we're after. Jeff is on the ground with each of us every day because he's out there selling real estate like we are. So Jeff is always focused on looking ahead and making sure that all his agents are prepared for what's coming, not what's here. So one of the key elements of our role is relationship building, and whether that's the lending company, the title company, the photographer, the inspector, the marketing team, we all have what I consider to be the A team when it comes to those resources. We've aligned ourselves with the best and brightest in the business, and that benefits our clients. But the most important relationship, of course, is between us and the client. 80% of our business annually is a result of past clients coming back or referrals that they've given us. My wife and I work together as a team. She has over 20 years of experience. I've got great attention to detail. So our skill sets are complementary. So when you work with us, the great news is you get two professionals working on your behalf to achieve your real estate goals. I'm very passionate about real estate, but I'm also very passionate about my hobbies and things that I do in my personal time. My wife and I are both health and fitness fanatics, so we spend a fair amount of time in the gym. We're very careful on what we eat. Our health is very important to both of us. But we also enjoy outdoor activities. We're both snowmobilers. We both kayak. We enjoy travel. One of the other things that I enjoy is home improvement projects. As I mentioned, I've not only overseen the building construction of our new home, but I've also bought and sold homes in the past where we've bought them, renovated them, and then sold them or rented them out. So I enjoy home improvement projects and rehabbing of homes as well, which kind of ties into what our real estate activity is. I feel very fortunate to have built the relationships I have and helped the clients that I have. I look forward to continuing those relationships, as well as meeting new clients, building those new relationships, and helping those new clients meet their real estate goals.